What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. We're looking at the brand new record from David Crosby entitled For Free, which he released on July 23rd. This is his 8th solo studio record. It's his follow-up to 2018's Here If You Listen, which is actually a fun collaborative effort with the Lighthouse Band. They back up Crosby when he's out on tour, so it was pretty cool to see him go into the studio with the 3 members of that band and make an album. It's pretty impressive as well to think that 5 of those 8 solo records have come in the last 8 years. Crosby's going to be 80 years old next month. So 55 years into his career, roughly, he still maintains this prolific output that was just as strong as it was 30 years ago. His voice still sounds just as amazing as well. He's got so much energy that you can feel on this album For Free. I absolutely love it. That voice obviously became known with the Byrds and then more notably with CSN, CSNY, one of the most influential groups of the last 50 years, without a doubt, for 2 reasons. Their songwriting is amazing. All over the place, any number of influences. They write songs, all 4 of them, that are as gentle as a newborn baby in swaddling clothes or as wild and rockin' as Charlie Sheen in his winning days. I mean, nothing is off limits to these guys. And what I love about them even more than that variation in the songwriting is their voices are all so unique, and the harmonies that the 4 of them create together are untouchable. I think the only band that made better harmonies in like modern rock pop culture is the Beach Boys. If you know of a band that's out there that can rival CSNY, please throw it into the comments. I would love to hear any input that any of you have on that comment there. But the vocal harmonies, amazing. And Crosby's voice, like I said, is still on point. You're getting a lot of fun vocal harmonies, whether it's just him doing his own thing or whether he's bringing people in to have some fun on this record. This thing kicks off with River Rise. It's got this solid 80s rock feel, great piano intro, and an excellent cameo from Michael McDonald. David Crosby was like, yo, Mike, I need some backing vocals. Michael McDonald's like, yo, Dave, yeah, I'm going to be right there to pick that slack up for you. And all joking aside, it's an amazing song. And it really does have a strong Michael McDonald feel. So if you're into that, great. If not, you might end up skipping over the song. But I definitely think that it's at least worth listening to once if you're a Crosby fan. Next track, I think, drums just ride the rim of the snare on this thing. It's got a great slide guitar that carries it. Kind of this forlorn, country rock feel. But I love the lyric. I think I found my way. It's just kind of this. It's a lovely question. It's also a statement. There's a number of ways that you can interpret and read into that lyric, so I'm a big fan of the song for that reason. The Other Side of Midnight is this just great acoustic track. It's got this smooth, jazzy bass line to it. Talk about those fun influences that Crosby influences into, what is ultimately a folk style. I would argue that, rock and roll and folk, the main thing that all 4 members of CSNY, really did, that, really carried their style. But you can hear them having so much fun with all these different genres and these other elements that they've incorporated in all of their music throughout the years. Rodriguez for a Night, speaking of which, oh man, this thing is so funky. It is so much fun. I threw this song on last night while I was DJing early on. There were some older people in the crowd that recognized Crosby's voice but didn't recognize the song, and saw a lot of heads turn. Had a lot of people walk up to the booth that were like, what is that? And we're just really tickled when I told them what it was. So that's probably, my favorite song on this record without a doubt. Again, just super funky slow jam, great hook, great melody. Leads into Secret Dancer, which is a nice acoustic, gentle track. Again, showing off that variation from getting really funky and rocking to toning it down, and just David with his voice and his guitar. For Free is a collaboration with Sarah Jarosz. If you're not familiar with her, check her out. I was not. She is an amazing folk singer, really great singer-songwriter. I'm looking forward to digging more into her catalog, so appreciate Crosby for throwing her on this record, and the harmonies that they're developing over this great piano ballad on that song, very nicely done. Boxes is this smooth, funky track that follows For Free, and Shot at Me, the 9th track, the penultimate track, has just got this like outlaw twang in the guitar, just this like kind of country vibe. Think of honestly, like off the top of my head, Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. Not the hugest Bon Jovi fan in the world, but that song kicks ass. One of my favorites. Crosby, kudos to you, man. This thing is just a fun, rockin' 10 songs coming in at a hot 37 minutes. You're going to want to listen to this thing from start to finish over and over again because it's just so much fun. There's just so many different things going on. that are all so uniquely David Crosby. So, you know what, man? Like, he's kind of had a rough go in the media over the last couple months, obviously, with the passing of his biological child. He was a sperm donor to Melissa Etheridge and her partner, their child sadly passing away from an opioid addiction. And then with everything that was going on with the fallout and the CSNY reunion, you know, Crosby has always been kind of one of those controversial figures, but what I admire about him, whether, you know, you like him or not, or whether you agree with what he's doing, he's had this ability to shake it off and just do his thing as an artist. And we're all human, and sometimes that's all that you can do. So Crosby, I really appreciate you hanging around and continuing to do your thing because you're doing it really well. Vinyl, please, big time on this thing. I hope you enjoy this new record. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Check out the live show when it returns on September 12th, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.